found it. You can take it home. I put my money where my mouth is. Put your suitcase in the hall. Oh, you robbed me blind of what little hope remained. You put a gun to my head, a bullet through my brain. You can shoot down the moon. Some things never change. We can build a bridge between us, but the empty space remains. You can shoot down the moon. Some things never change. We can build a bridge between us, but the empty space remains. Just as long as you're around, I live on borrowed time. I put my money where my mouth is. You're guilty at the scene of the crime. I never say more than I need. The history runs deep, and the danger's buried below the secrets that you keep. You can shoot down the moon. Some things never change. We can build a bridge between us, but the empty space remains. You can shoot down the moon. Some things never change. We can build a bridge between us, but the empty space remains. You can shoot down the moon. No, some things never change. We can build a bridge between us, but the empty space remains. You can shoot down the moon. Oh, some things never change. We can build a bridge between us, but the empty space remains. You could shoot down the moon. Quite tragic, huh? As you could tell from this demonstration of opera singing tonight with the Russian nest doll, this is definitely a live music singing performance, without music, of course, just singing. And I'm just puzzling with this Russian nest doll while singing about the Cold War, going on between the United States and Soviet Russia during the 1980s. And that was a song called Shoot Down the Moon by Elton John from an obscure album of his in the 1980s called Ice on Fire. And that's the album where he also had that big hit Nikita, which is also about the Cold War. And definitely, there's something to be said about, empty spaces with all this tragedy going on in this world. All this tragedy. You can even see from this video that I keep everything black and white, kind of like plain and simple cookies and cream, nothing too fancy. Because this is definitely a tribute to historical fiction with my honor for my family's ancestry of German blood and Russian blood. I did have relatives coming from Finland. And Finland actually, for a long time, was actually property of Russia. And my family grew up with this belief, living up in my childhood and my family life, with this belief that our Finnish blood was related to Russia. Because, history does have stories of unity and division, and definitely there are those issues of farming for crops where the sun may dry out from so much global warming until the ice cream falls away from the spoon. And this has been going on with our climate change for the last 50 or 100 years or even more. Because, there's a lot of planetary movements and planetary motions, and life often is too complicated, and at some point, we do experience struggle and survival and these things. And definitely, I pray about this tonight. And I do pray for hope of mercy and hope of cherishment and hope of health and good fortune and food and water and shelter for us Americans here and for people who need it around the world. Definitely this is a moment where it is important during Halloween that we come to acceptance of America's freedom of prayer. And it is important, especially for the red, white, and blue, as you can see with that star-spangled kitchen banner behind me. And there is something to be said about, crying out to heaven, praying to God, or praying for whatever religion and hoping that everybody is safe and that there's no war and everybody's in peace. But of course, it does get tricky. Just with that song I sang tonight, which is called Shoot Down the Moon, it can also sound sort of like a Western cowboy tune in some ways. Because there are lyrics there you probably did not expect. And it's on this that I pay tribute for our eventual recovery from the Cold War, from the aftermath of World War II, because it was very intense, although very spooky in some way. And for Halloween, that is coming up, I do remember to pray to God and thank God for our safety and our faith, our love, our harmony, our cherishment, our welfare, our riches, our miracles. And definitely when I pray to our Father, the Holy Lord, I do very much wish to keep these sesame seed cakes in check, and I hope you have good rice cakes for the Halloweens also, and balance it with those sweet little jelly bean tests like this one. And take care. Happy Halloween.